Hi. My name is Niv. I'm the CTO and co-founder of Bidalgo. My lecture is called 777. It's about 7 tips covering 7 years in 7 minutes. This is my Facebook profile. It can tell about me that I'm from Hod HaSharon. I currently live in Tel Aviv. I'm married with 2 kids and a dog. 7 years ago, I finished my MSc in Communication System Engineers in Ben Gurion, and have co-founded Bidalgo. In Bidalgo, we develop a platform which specializes in promoting apps in social networks. Today, we are Facebook, Pinterest, and Snapchat official marketing partners, and have more than 70+ employees in 3 sites, in the Bursa, here in Ramat Gan, in San Francisco, and Seoul. I'm going to take advantage of the next few minutes to share some tips about my experience in the last 7 years. Bootstrap. So, do I recommend going for it? We have chosen not to raise fundings, never. Although we had many opportunities from various angels, various VCs, it is hard for me to make this question binary and say yes or no, whether I recommend going for it. We in Bidalgo had the privilege of offering some services to our customers at very early stages, and it allowed us to generate some revenue and fund our R&D and growth. 7 years later, we are now in a place where we actually don't need money and enjoy 100% control over our company. Obviously, there's a lot of upsides to that, but there's a lot of downsides as well. It took us 7 years. Looking back at the path we've went, I often find myself regretting for not taking money earlier, because I know that if we did it, we would move much more faster and probably be in a better place right now. So bottom line, my tip is to every new developer out there that is starting a startup to at least consider the possibility of Bootstrap, because it's possible. If you can provide service and generate value at early stage, it would be great. Worst come to worst, you will just find yourself coming stronger to round A funding. And a tip about technologies, obviously so critical to your success. How do you choose them? First thing I would say, consult. One of the things I regret is not taking enough advices at early stages. We made a lot of mistakes that we are still paying until now. Second, your own experience count. If you know some technology and it works well for you, well, that's a good reason for considering taking it. Last thing I want to say is don't go after buzzwords. We, for example, choose to use non-SQL, although we didn't really need it in our product. So don't use something just because it's a buzzword. We made these mistakes and paid for it. Cloud. So something about the cloud I want to say, and I think it requires its own tip. I'm talking now specifically of hosting your production environment in cloud service such as EC2 or DigitalOcean. We have chosen to use dedicated servers in our production environment, which is quite unique nowadays. So before these lectures, I tried to come up with a number. How much money did we save in the last 7 years? It wasn't so easy to give this number, but I would estimate it to be somewhere between $75K to $100K dollars in the last 7 years. Take into consideration we are a B2B company, so we don't need that much computing resources such as others. If we were a B2C company, I would say it would probably be at least 10 times more than the numbers that I just gave you. So cloud, this is an amazing technology, obviously, but remember, this is very, very expensive. You should decide how much money it's worth to you. Just remember that building high availability production platform today on dedicated server is very easy, and your client won't be affected because of your decision to go to the cloud or not. So code, something about code. We are, after all, in a code conference. What can I say about it? Everyone here knows it's the most important. The tip I would like to give is for you guys to remember that anything that you think is temporary is always going to become permanent. If you are saving time on your code quality to make sure that something is work, This is okay. It may actually be the right decisions in many cases. Just don't fool yourself that you are going to rewrite it somewhere in the future. I learned that in 95% of the cases, it simply doesn't happen. So I wouldn't do it, for example, when writing infrastructure which meets my users. It can be a real pain point to get support calls and having to deal with low-quality code that was written fast and very hard to maintain. Moreover, when you will scale your team, when you will recruit new team members, if they can't simply read your code and understand it, well, that's a shame. Something about product quality. One of the most complex topics that always requires decisions every day, how to balance between the product quality and the value it generates by releasing more features faster. My tip here is to be focused. Find that area in this product which are critical. Make all efforts to make sure they won't be broken. Automate testing, monitor it, use continuous integration and continuous development methods to ensure they won't break. On every other piece, especially when you release new features, make sure that it works, make sure that it does what it should, and deliver it to your users as soon as possible. It can be that a working piece of software has so many bugs hidden in it, which are simply not relevant to most of your users and to your business success. What we have done is building an automated coverage of all the critical things. Each time something serious happens to our client, and it happens from time to time, we make sure it won't happen again by adding it to our coverage. This allows us to focus on generating more value to our client faster. And a word about clients. This picture shows some of Bidalgo clients. I don't think you can lead a good development team or a good software project without understanding your clients and users. A direct contact between your users and developers is a key to your success. It was a key to Bidalgo's success. I feel our developers are getting better each time they interact with users. I know for a fact that I'm getting better. One thing that can help here is for the developers. Maybe from time to time you want to take some support calls through your tools and chat. This is a real added value to both the client and your developers. Finally, the team. I will make it short. You want the best team, the best people, invest in it. Most important piece of your growth and success. So to summarize my 7 tip, bootstrap, consider it if it's possible. It has more advantages down the road. When it comes to technologies, consult. Take into consideration your own experience. Don't follow after buzzwords when you don't need them. Cloud, it's great, but super expensive. Code, it will be so hard to iterate on a working code. Just write it good from the beginning. Quality, focus on what's critical to your clients and business and generate more value. Your clients and dev team should work together. And finally, invest in your team because it's the most important piece of your growth. Thank you.